So hello, how are you guys doing today? My name is Aaron, and today we're going to be going over a couple of videos which I was able to watch and had the pleasure of actually enjoying, and took a lot of knowledge from these. And I just want to summarize it too. They're both on happiness. One is by Brendon Burchard. The other video is by Sonia Lyubomirsky. And so, we'll talk about Brendon Burchard's video first. There were some significant differences between the two, especially in delivery and main points. Brennan's main point was that common sense is not always common practice. And in my opinion, I feel that a lot of his video was very motivational. It was along the lines of, if you were to be feeling down, or if you need a little bit of a push, or if you just needed something to kind of give you, motivate you, get your heart pumping and get you ready to get up and go, chase your happiness, he was definitely the video for that. A lot of what he was saying was kind of like a general sense, or general knowledge, things that you would assume the average population would know. Again, the argument being common sense is not always common practice. And that was a big difference. He didn't really provide much graphs or stats or any scientific evidence. And even when he was talking, a lot of what he said was ideas and thoughts. And actually, if you look in the video, you'll see in the link, if you do fast forward to the 6 minutes and 5 seconds, he says it's such a beautiful thing to be able to get here at any time and share my ideas and thoughts and concept with you guys. Ideas and thoughts are not scientifically backed facts. They are what you and I would believe, what you and I feel, what you and I would think or do in certain situations. Does not make it a truth or necessarily factual to a sense of scientifically that has been proven to be the correct. Whereas in Sonia's video, and in comparison, it was a lot of, she actually started off with a Chinese proverb, which I think was amazing because it actually kind of laid out a sense of what true happiness may come from and how it is we can achieve that. And actually was a great segue into the study, which was the evidence that she had and she provided for us to see kind of what it is that she was working on and what it is that she does and the proof behind what she believes makes someone happy. So in her video, she talks about a study in which children performed an act of kindness. There were 3 control groups, one group which didn't do much of any kindness. One group had to perform all 5 acts of kindness a day, and then the other group had to do it over the span of a week. And they each had 6 weeks. And while going this, she showed us the graphs and the studies. And so looking at the graphs and some of the statistics, you're able to see that when the children who did the acts of kindness 5 days in a row actually were able to achieve more happiness over that span of 6 weeks. And even more so than, spreading it out during the week, because it makes it more difficult to decipher, acts of kindness from your regular kind of routine things that you would do. I thought that her video was very helpful, but when it comes to a scientific standpoint, I think that she had more evidence to kind of back it up of what she was saying, and I think that she took the approach of happiness and how it is that we can obtain it and how it is that people have obtained it, and use a scientific way to kind of prove what it is that we see and what it is we want to do. Whereas again, with Brendon Burchard, I felt like his was very motivational. Like it was very uplifting, was very powerful. He talked a lot about your spirit and just doing things, staying mentally, physically healthy and things like that, where it was very good, very knowledgeable, and I would recommend either video for anyone who feels that they are struggling with trying to stay happy or stay stress-free. I would recommend that you guys look into them or check out any of their videos. I'm going to put the link to both videos and the link to their About Me pages onto below there in the screen, so you'll be able to click that and look through and maybe look into some more information or whatever you'd like to see. And with that being said, I'd like to talk about a few things in which I do to kind of help me and my stress levels, because sometimes the world can be pretty cruel, and there are lots of ways for us to kind of stay stress free and to do the things we need to do to make sure we're happy, make sure we're on task, and make sure we're getting the things that we need to get done. So what I like to do is, if I'm feeling down, I love music. I listen to a lot of music. I listen to all types of genres, and I feel like depending on the type of genre, the kind of music it is, you're able to kind of channel your emotions and your energy through those songs. Another thing I like to do is working out, which I think works great, because if you work out, especially if you like to lift weights like myself, you're able to take a little bit of anger and aggression out on the weights while you lift, and it's actually a great way to kind of stay physically healthy, mentally healthy. That way, you're not stressing over anything, because long-term stress is actually not very good for the body. It forces our body to release a hormone called cortisol, which will block up our arteries and could lead to heart attack, heart disease over a long period of time. Our blood does release this when it feels threatened, just in case of any kind of situation where we may have to fight or flight. And in some cases, especially an average for a woman, tend or befriend. Learn a little bit about that and doing this study here. And I just want to thank you guys for giving us the time and listening to my summary of these videos. Again, I think they were very great, and some tips for stress. Just make sure you take a deep breath if you need to. Even if you have to take a walk, get some fresh air. Drink some water, count to 10, whatever you need to do. Even if you need to ask someone, I just need a little bit of space. That's sometimes I find myself having to tell people too. Look, I just need a few minutes. Let me gather my bearings, and then we can pick back up and get things done, because stress is a number one killer. And with so much things going on in the world these days, stress is one less thing I would like you guys to stress about. So hopefully this video was very helpful, and thank you for paying attention and listening, and I hope you have a great day. So I just wanted to add a little more information in regards to the videos that I watched, and provide a little more examples. So again, with Brendon Burchard's video, it was more opinionated, but he had some really good points in the sense of being emotionally, physically happy, being happy within your relationship, and spiritually happy as well. Emotionally, it's just thinking about the past, present, and the future, being there during those times, and being engaged in what it is you're trying to do. Get yourself happy for tomorrow, be present in today, and forgive and appreciate the past. When it comes to emotionally, that's all that is. And for physical, just pretty easy. Sleep 8 hours, eat lots of vegetables, work out when you can, and just take care of your temple. When in a relationship, the easiest way to stay happy is to be present in that relationship. Understand that nothing can happen with one and not the other. You two are interdependent of one another, and that, if a marriage goes stale, it's not the marriage, it's the people in the marriage, and you and your spouse should maybe take a look at what it is you guys are doing to allow that to happen. And when it comes to spiritually being happy, just keeping faith and having gratitude, being thankful and feeling blessed to be able to wake up another day and do what it is you want to do, having the ability to get up tomorrow and, be who you want to be, design the person and the life you want to live. With that being said, every day people get up and they, want to be the best person they can be and do what they want to do. And sometimes at work it can be pretty stressful. So in my examples from times that I've been at work and even sometimes in school, I've been able to successfully manage stress and unsuccessfully manage stress. A time where I was able to successfully manage stress was I had a few people on hold on the line, and I actually was answering the phones. At the time, I was working in a call center, and the people were very impatient. They were upset because all of their information was not readily available. They were on hold for a very, very long time, and they were belittling and things like that, but I was able to calm them down. One thing you have to understand is that sometimes the person's not mad at you, they're mad at the service. So the best thing to do is just let them empty their bucket list, figure out their pain point, and fill it. there have been times I've been unsuccessful where some people just don't give you the opportunity to do the right thing and let them know that you can do what they're requesting. And when that happens and they're not being cooperative, then, you have to give them to someone else, and maybe they're able to cooperate with them a little better. For instance, there was a time when I had an irate caller on the phone, and they were really upset because the person hadn't called them back yet, and they were waiting weeks and weeks to hear from this person. They were waiting weeks and weeks to receive their product, and they never received their product. The person kept ducking and dodging them, and so at that point, they wouldn't even hear what I had to say or listen to what I had to say, and even though I was agreeing with them that they were right, they had nothing to do with me and had nothing they wanted to do with me, and so at that point I just gave it to a manager because there was nothing that I can do to resolve that. So happiness is a great tool, it's a great key, and it's a huge part of life, and happiness starts from within, starts from you, and as long as you are able to understand that and separate business and pleasure, you'll be able to stay happy and be happy. That's my thoughts on both of these projects, and I think that it's great. And manage your stress, because stress is the number one killer, and it takes more muscles to smile than to frown. Thank you.